I hope you guys don't expect me to be witty because I did bad things to my liver yesterday.
What form did those bad things take?
I was actually doing subcutaneous injections of smack right above it. Yeah,
okay. I thought we were going with like a light beer.
No, you playfully thought
I do those things most weeks. I still manage.
Yeah, I'm not. I think
also not witty.
I think the technical term for what you are is a professional drinker. There's another word for it, but you don't
functioning.
Yeah, exactly. I get slowed down by it if I've had more than a couple. Like the next day, I definitely am not my spry, witty.
Because you don't commit to it. If
No.
you commit to it and you're all in, and you do it with some regularity.
Oh yeah, I'm like a guy that goes to the gym once a month and does squats, and then can't walk the next 5 days when it comes to drinking.
It makes the next day hard for you.
Yeah, I am. Well, okay.
You're not one for complaining, John. So I could totally see how that would happen.
Let's bring this down. First of all, John Papa Giorgio. This is the Papa's Basement Show. I am joined today by Pete Mabey and John Regan. Show's website inpapasbasement.com. You want me on Twitter? It's at Papa's Basement. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes and YouTube and Stitcher. Those are all great things to do. Increasing our numbers helps us.
Those are the most important things.
Clicking on advertiser links helps us. But yeah, leaving reviews, tweeting it, telling your friends on Facebook. All that is great. Do it. If you like the show, do it. If you like the show and you don't go to youtube.com/Papa's Basement and then spam that link. If you don't spam our iTunes link, you don't spam our Stitcher link, you're dead to me.
Were they ever really alive?
No, I mean, they're just abstractions that I only know via Twitter and stuff. So yeah, they really, I wonder sometimes how many people that I've met through this show through the years, like didn't just unfollow me or something. They're just dead. You'll never know. You'll never know if your social media friends
that is
you haven't
creepy
met
to
in
think
real life
about
are dead. Think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not Facebook friends, so you don't see like the page go all deadsy.
Say they're just Twitter accounts, right?
Yeah. And you're just like, they stopped using Twitter. What did they realize that Twitter stinks on ice?
Wait, we want to go back for a second. Sure. Facebook, you know when someone dies?
I mean, typically a loved one logs on. Facebook is not, it's not like the wristband from the Ewoks movie where you can track the life force of your family members. And, when you die, your chip triggers. And
how would they have someone's password?
Well, because I don't do creepy things on my Facebook, I leave it logged in. So I imagine they just open the laptop.
Oh.
It's not like my girlfriend, who no doubt is boning around behind me. And every time she's done with Facebook, immediately logs off. I'm like, that's not reassuring.
That's the first indicator, ladies and gentlemen.
If you're logging out of your Facebook, like immediately, it is a little odd. But then again, if she ever reached for my phone, I would bite off her hand. So
it's bad, the upside down phone. Have you dealt with that one? If the phone remains face down,
I do all the time. Yeah.
You got to keep an eye out.
Oh yeah,
just
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah,
but it's probably just.
But it is
John's
because I do horrible things. So
yeah, I was gonna say it's probably because John's going to text me, and I'm like, I have coworkers. They can't see this.
Oh yeah. Or I'm just like, it looks huge today.
Yeah. Like that's out of context.
Yeah, and I do like the underside angle sometimes. I'm like, you can actually see the seam. Like, here's a good seamer for you today. Shave the bag. You want to show it off. My chick doesn't like that stuff, so Pete can appreciate
it. But no, it is super crazy to think that there are probably like Twitter fans you had, here and then they don't show up again. And you're thinking 6 months later, you're looking through your app and you're like, this person has been inactive for 6 months.
Well, let's be honest.
I'll just delete them.
It'd be easier
just
for
like
me
life did.
Just if they did die rather than like rejected me while alive. I couldn't take that.
Best part about them being dead, they can't unfollow you.
I was gonna say they died a fan.
It's freaking sweet.
We should all be so lucky.
They played your intro song at their memorial.
Pretty much, yeah. Which is oh god, this is where I can't make references.
Depends what
which iteration of your brothers.
I can't make references good no more when I've got a bit of a when I did the drinky.
Disco Muertes, something.
Yeah, there you go. Disco Muerte is the band name.
Yeah, if you just look up the whole album, it's all really good.
Now, were you celebrating or mourning or something in between?
Every day it's morning with me, sir. Any breath I take, that is something to mourn. No, man. I know you don't do improv with us because you are an adult who has things to do and like that too. You're also a coward, but you were living life. But Pete, me, Oathman, Chris Lingbach, we cough up for improv because we're men children who have $225 to spend to go to a pretend space for 3 hours on a Sunday.
That is on the nose.
Yeah.
We spend money to be in a safe space.
We make pretend together. And yeah, we have a teacher named Chris who teaches us how to pretend better because we're adults and that's what we should be focusing on at 35. How to make better pretend.
What is the teacher's background?
I don't know, Czech, Slavic, something like that. No. I don't know. He's done improv for like 10 years or some junk. I don't really know his background.
He also does CNN
he didn't play football. You know?
This, by the way, also wasn't maybe well researched.
He also does what is it?
He's a body language expert.
Body language expert. That's what it is. Yeah.
So they pay him to like watch Trump and then be like, what did this say about Trump? And it's like, oh, he has weird little hands built for tweeting at all hours of the night. Stuff like that. So yeah, that's his paying gig, because this might shock you. Making pretend, I don't think pays that well, unless you're Will Ferrell, and then it did okay for you. But we do that every Sunday for the last couple of weeks, and then we go to this dive. Like I hate when like honky hipsters are like, oh, let's go to this dive, man. But this is like an actual dive. Like it looks like you just walked into a light, like a restaurant space where the previous restaurant foreclosed and left half of their crap there. And then the new guys moved in. They're just like, we'll make do with what's here.
They just tried to figure it out.
Yeah, we got booths and bars. We'll just serve, beer on top of that. It's called a LA Bar and Grill, Lower Arlington Bar and Grill. Apparently Oathman bartended there for a long time.
Yeah, the theme, LA Bar and Grill. It's not this way on purpose.
Yeah, it's just if you don't mind the taste like of cleaning supplies in your beer, like the toilets are just forever somehow open. And at least they don't smell like toilet. They smell like cleaned toilet, but there's like a Lysol you breathe in the entire time you're there, and it's not intoxicating or pleasant. But
it probably is intoxicating.
Yeah, it's true.
Might have
yeah,
contributed
like
to some of your feelings today.
It didn't help. I'm definitely dumber today than I was yesterday. But we go there, and for a while you've gone to bars in your day, sir?
I think so.
With an Irish last name, I'll take a chance. And
those are my 5th birthday was.
Drink up, Johnny. But you go, and if you have like an even remotely cute waitress who has any interest in you, like you fall in love, right? Every time. Like
100%.
I'm not pathetic, but well, I am pathetic, but not in this realm.
And you fall more in love after about an hour or 3 beers in.
Oh yeah.
It's somehow she's just more interested. And did she look at me just a little longer that time?
Oh yeah,
you're ready to propose by the third pitcher.
She's a 7.5 diamond in the rough by that third pitcher. Like you are talent scouting, and you've somehow found like the next goddamn Jane Mansfield, like out of nowhere.
That was a timely reference.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what am I, an 80-year-old queer?
That Jane Mansfield got some big games.
I found my new Greta Garbo. So yeah. There's a waitress our first few weeks there, Noella. And we went through like an entire, I can speak for myself. I don't know about you guys. I know you all did the same thing, but you have girlfriends that you don't want to agitate. If my girlfriend's listening to this at home, I'm making all this up.
Right. This is for radio.
This is comedy.
Yeah.
This is improvisation.
It's content, baby.
Yeah, this is all me using my powers of creativity that I paid $225 not improv dollars, real dollars.
Let me improv pay you.
Yeah, that is where real meets play when it comes to pay at that place. So there's this chick Noella who's cute enough girl, and she's our bartender or / waitress, and you get these little snapshots of this waitress, and you fill in this life, or like you want to know her life story. Like Noella goes out, and she'll take like a 2-minute smoke break, And I'm like, she's hard. She's a party. Like any girl, because she's like, looks like in her mid-30s. And I'm not criticizing the body, but I think you can tell she's had like a kid. I'm going to say this in the least flattering way possible.
Never mind.
You know when a dog's had a kid and like the tummy's never like sexy young dog again, and it has like the forever big nipples, which that part would be cute on a girl. But
really?
No,
really? Yeah.
No.
Dog.
Oh, you know,
God,
sorry.
you know what I really just want on a chick? Dog nipples.
Big, long,
really
floppy,
I would not.
unpredictable nipples.
Just all
I'm
chewed
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry, you little men, you little boys can't handle sexuality and don't enjoy an erect nipple through a top. I'm sorry, sissy brigade.
Not dog
likes
nipples,
that.
thank you.
Not
You know
one that
what?
I'm going to hang my coat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever? That was Rotten.com. The very famous picture of like a cockatoo perched on like an erect nipple long enough for it to do that. I hope to God
for
that
the
was
purposes
photoshopped.
of the audience, though, very famous in your world.
What, Rotten.com?
No, the cockatoo on the nipple.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I bet the average poll of our parents couldn't come up with that one.
Oh no. Like
Okay.
for me, there's like that picture of the Viet Cong sapper getting
yes.
shot, and then the cockatoo nipple. Like that's it. Those are the two photos.
Is Rotten
National
still
Geographic.
up?
What's that?
Is Rotten still up?
I don't. It is never. I swear to Christ, I've never gone to Rotten.com sober, and really, I don't even know if I've gone there. I just
went
had
there
a
when I was
friend-
like 14.
I had a friend,
Yeah.
Ryan Hill. Anytime we drank or smoked weed, like within 2 seconds, like let's go to Rotten. I'm like, oh, can't we? Can't you
Do
just
we
put on
have
Dark
to?
Side of the
Yeah.
Moon again for the 90th time?
He
Like,
knows girls exist, right?
Yeah. Well, we didn't want to have an autofocus
Apparently
party.
trying to avoid them.
So you go to Rotten.com, and that's how you keep from boning each other when you're 14. And all filled with
We could
hormones.
either rub it against each other or go to Rotten.com. I'll do Rotten.com.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to get into heaven. So we got Noella, and we for weeks we're all just like, she's great. We love. She's so good looking. She's so sweet to us. Look at that charming smile. Like, what do you think Noella's life is outside of here? And you fill it in. And then about 2 weeks ago, Noella wasn't there for a shift. And
What happened to Noella?
We were worried.
I know.
We were like legit, like what
Called the
happened
local
to our
clinic.
girl? Called the constable.
I wonder, is when you're filling in Noella's backstory,
Mhm.
are you quite as
I
pathetic
wish I
as I
was.
am that you say Noella's got it difficult, and if she had someone like me, it would make her life easier?
Oh,
And
are
everything
you
would
mean
be
like
better.
white knighting like a son of a bitch?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh
Yeah.
my, of course.
Yes.
No,
I'm here for
Noella.
you, Noella.
Noella's like in her 30s and she's waitressing because you know what? She got probably knocked up young,
Yes.
couple bad breaks,
Yes.
and she just needs me to come in there, give her a couple more kids, you know, but like in wedlock this time, and give her that second income that her household needs. And then, you know, I fill in this part too, where the daughter's like 16. So in another couple of years, I peel out and, you know,
Pull a Woody Allen.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, damn it. I
exactly.
was like,
you know, get a taste of the breadsticks that came with the pizza, whatever the hell that means.
I don't know.
Between your take on the aftermath of a pregnant woman's body
Yeah, it's
and
not good.
your understanding of how you would rescue Noella's daughter,
Yeah,
I'm guessing your female listenership is really high.
yeah, they're loving it. Well, you know, I would have to rescue her daughter because she'd be living in a home with a guy who ogled like younger chicks. So I'd have to take her out of that environment and then put her right back in another one at a nice Motel 6 with me. So Noella,
Now I never felt like that about Noella.
Well, you're a boy. So.
I missed the first couple of trips to the old
Oh, so you were behind the curve. You didn't know how to love by the time
the old
you got
LA
there.
Coke and Snort. And I when I got to meet this young lady, I was not impressed. So maybe it was something that happened when you guys met her for the
you know what
first
it
time
is?
that really drug you in.
I'll put it okay. So this crappy venue again. You're filling in the bad backstory. She's a waitress at this bad place, not even a good place. She isn't a high-end Hooters waitress. We'll get to that in a bit because that's where my evening concluded. She's working at a place that has no lighting, legit. Like it just has, you know, the light streaming in from outside. It's natural lighting, barely any real lighting inside. I'm not kidding.
Like in Mali? What?
It really is like some Moroccan.
It's whatever you can get from outside and cigarette butts when they're being dragged on.
Absolutely,
that's all
no
the light
music.
you can get.
All the football game volume is down, like to nothing, and it's just like 5 or 6 regulars who live within a block, but they're not alcoholics if they drink at the bar.
Because I walk there.
Because they don't have to drive.
Like it's a legit dive and not in a fun way. You know, like I don't have to get hipster cred here. I don't have to be like, oh, this is a toilet. Who would come in here? Like I go there and I'm like, why are we doing this every time? And then we just go. And we went for a long time because of Noella. So then Noelle is late this one time. And we're like, holy God, did she stand us up? And she came late and she like came in with a male coworker. Gross dude, man bun, but like, I'm sorry, I've never done food service, but I know for a fact everyone F's everyone.
Are you saying, yeah, she obviously pulled an overnighter?
Yeah, and the instant she did that, we were all just like, Harlan, I hate you. Like, our hearts all broke. And I've got nothing for you comedic here. I'm just describing my drinking. Yeah. And
there's no chance Noella's
so
that's
then
her
we
name on
ordered
the birth
3
certificate.
pictures.
Oh, no, 100%. That's her name. I'm not creative here.
No, not you.
Oh.
I'm saying her name is like Mary.
Well, that's like the third
Bridget.
reason you have to save her. On her certificate, it does say Noella. It was that or Stormy.
Is Noella a Caucasian lass?
She is, yeah.
Not that matters. Matters to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
so
trust me, I'm not racist, but if she weren't, you would have heard. Yeah. So we started ogling another girl there because our heart had to move on. Is there anything you want to add here, Pete? Because I feel like I'm drowning in my own bourbon sweat.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Wait, bourbon was involved?
You're describing the place.
Tequila.
You're describing the place very accurately.
But there's nothing funny about what I'm doing. So
however, there's still laughs. The reason I think that we go there, one,
it's cheap as piss.
It's cheap as balls,
and it sounds like it's empty, and you can always get good service.
Empty
yeah, well, I wouldn't call it good. We sit at a table alone, and then someone finds us, and they bring us dollar beers that are like little guys, but it's $1, so who cares? You just double up on it or triple up. Like you get 2 or 3 at a pop.
And I also think like we kind of get off on just being like we're probably the coolest guys here, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're surrounded by
we're probably like the smartest, we're probably like the funniest,
best looking.
Definitely the best looking. We're probably the biggest
penises.
Dicks.
Boom.
Yep.
Great minds. Great minds with big penises think alike.
That's why we always have them out on the table.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get watching this
gets a discount, right?
Football there. Because if you go to a place, Arlington is a den of terrible.
Yeah, and, Arlington is just really pretty girls that never effed me and never will.
And they're not that they're pretty for DC.
They're done up. They're getting what they can out of the real estate they got. Like I'm not saying they're
I also hate about 75% of young professionals.
Oh yeah, they're the worst.
So this is a place to definitely avoid them.
Avoid them, right? Mr. Days is the worst place on earth, and that's where you go to watch sports.
Oh yeah. I was going to bring up, was it Arlington Ballroom or Clarendon Ballroom?
Clarendon Ballroom.
There you go. Yeah, that's just a den of pretty girls that will never touch my ding dong, to put it technically.
Well,
which even when I was like
the hand down there.
Yeah, even when I was, I mean, if they're asleep.
Depends how strong you are.
When I was like 27 and in shape and looking for that, even at that place, I was just striking out left and right. And by striking out, I mean nervously drinking a beer against the wall and being like, "These bitches aren't talking to me. F this."
You're going to the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Really, like, what are you doing? You know.
But ever since we've been there, we've actually gotten a new waitress now.
Yeah,
who is a younger, better model.
I would say younger because we're in our 30s. That makes her better.
Is Noella gone?
No, Noella's there.
She's still
just
there.
To us.
We just
at this
not
point,
to talk to her.
It's funny how knowing that she's getting banged, because like, thank you for triggering all this. That's the word here, triggered. When you can pretend she's single, you're like, this is all great. I want to talk to her when she comes by. I want to ogle her ass. When you know she's taken, you're just like, you salty brine whore. Sure. Why are you coming around? You've got nothing for me. Like, unless you pull them out and breastfeed me at the table, you've got nothing.
Sure. Who can't relate to that?
Exactly. Who doesn't want to be breastfed at a table at 35?
I would like to insert from the fan chat here that the worst bar in Arlington, according to Butters,
God bless you,
is
Butters.
Don Tito.
Don
So
Tito.
for any of the local listeners, one, you have LA Bar and Grill to check out. Actually, don't go there because that's our place. Go check out Don Tito. I think that's something we should definitely venture and see.
Is she saying like it's bad in a divey hipster, it's fun way, or is it bad because the food tastes bad, or because it's buttered? Is it bad because they screamed at a black in front of her once?
Don Tito's, from what I haven't been there, but that's a young professional douchebag. All the things we've discussed.
That must be it.
Okay.
There was a dive bar in Arlington called, or there still is, called Cowboy Cafe.
That is it.
We would go to Cowboy Cafe, and they had $1 High Lifes and $1 Miller Lights. Dust, an inch of dust everywhere, but decent food, and same sort of place. There were a couple regulars to walk there. One guy brought his kid, which was already depressing.
Oh, there's so many kids at this place. I hate it. I hate if you have a kid at a bar, die.
So Cowboy Cafe, I moved away from DC. They sell Cowboy Cafe. I go back there. I'm excited. It's my old stomping grounds. We walk in, the lights are bright, and a girl said, the bartenders, it used to be, old grizzled dudes, young 25-year-old girl. And I said, yeah, I'll take a,
by the way, like at our age, 25, you're automatically what, 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think I've ever met an ugly 25-year-old now that I'm 35. I'm just like, were they always this great?
We've had that conversation.
Yeah. I feel like I missed out when I was 25.
How a nice young girl at the ripe age of 32 can just be,
I'm sorry, young age of 32? I'm advocating euthanasia at that point.
I was going to say, can just be overlooked by anybody who is 25.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too. The other way. Yeah. No one 25 is looking at a 32-year-old and saying, that's what I'm.
You mean, I'm sorry, you're the 25-year-old guy?
Correct. Sorry.
Well, I don't know about you. I had a weird age thing when I was younger.
Oh, I'm totes good for
where I thought maybe I could bat into like the Cougar League or something, but contemplating like screwing someone in their low 30s who kind of had a life going when I was like 24 and didn't know my ass from my elbow. That seemed so foreign. Like when I want to say 27. For about 2 weeks, I'll use a term that I know will make Oathman cringe because he's a sissy at heart. I gutted out this broad who was 32 for like 2 weeks. And I mean, I reported back to my friends like I was slaying Mrs. Robinson. And she was just a loser 32-year-old, like worked with kids, raging alcoholic. So that's why I didn't wear a bag because I need to die. And
your womb is polluted.
So polluted. You can't make a baby. I could not, I did nothing special. You know what I mean? This is a complete Arrested Development case. And I'm like, I'm 27. I'm getting this 32. She lived in a crap apartment, was making like 28 a year. You know what I mean? Like drinking every night, smoking all the time. I think I had sex with your sister.
Here's the thought I've had about girls
female
like that.
Me.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
crappy tattoos. It really was
me.
you.
Hey, by the way, female me made a lot more money than that. They just really pissed it away.
So a lot of dudes have that story of meeting a girl like that. It's a disaster. You're not telling your family or friends about it. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I was still so blown away. I was getting laid. Like she was hot as hell.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, let's not act like I was troughing here. She was a loser. But she had up like MySpace photos. This is when I used to troll for Puzz on MySpace. She had up like lingerie photos on MySpace that I downloaded and would like whack to. And then like finally I got her to say what's up on MySpace. And then I was like legit banging her in real life. And I'm like, I have done worse things in life than this.
Was it better or worse in person?
I've told this story maybe like 18 times on air, but you know what? Like I lose listeners because they're dying or unfollowing on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
She had great, like they were not the perkiest cans. They were
We're not going to hear about dog nipples now, are we?
No dog nipples on her. She had the kid later. You took the bra off. They weren't the best, but there's still a lot of volume there. So you could just leave the bra on. Great, insane ass for a white girl. And when I balled her, as soon as I finished, she then
Jack Black over there.
Yeah, she jumps in my lap and is grinding and then just starts crying while grinding on my D. And I'm like, this is awkward. And she says the words, promise me you'll never go. And I'm like,
Sean goes, This is real uncomfortable. Usually I'm the one that cries.
Exactly, yeah. I'm crying, but
You
I'm
beat
screaming
me
just
to it.
go. That's
What
the
the
difference.
hell?
I'm saying, go now. If you can't handle me at my worst. Yeah, and I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on going tonight. Like, I'm trying to be reasonable.
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to be even vaguely reasonable with a woman whose ass I just ejaculated across, and then she's crying on my penis. And then she's like, no, promise me you'll just never go. And I'm like, okay, wasn't planning on it. And then,
I can't deliver that sort of promise right
yeah,
now.
I was like,
what are you
yeah.
gonna do?
Like, I just blew. It needs recovery time. You're not helping. Like,
And if you did blow on
Refractory
her,
period.
if you blew on the butt, she's now rubbing that into your thigh hair, which is going to be awkward when you take your pants off. You're like, why are my thigh hair?
Oh, my thigh hair.
Why do
looked
my
like
shorts
Billy
stick?
Idol? It was horrible.
The thing that
Because
I
I
think
bleach
about
it
though
blonde.
is so that woman was in her early 30s.
Yeah.
Say she
Not
got some
emotionally.
semblance of pulling it together after that, right?
Yeah, I Facebook stalked her once. She didn't, but continue.
Okay, but a woman like that eventually probably could get married.
At
And so
32,
some
yeah,
guy
yeah.
thinks that like, oh, this is my wife. I love her. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little insight into my views on marriage.
Okay.
And you're blowing on her back, and she's going, "Oh, love me forever." And,
Yeah.
and that's this guy's the mother of his children.
Oh, I mean, you're working through things that I think I was noodling when I was like in my mid 20s or so.
Okay.
And I was like, so this chick that I could be in love with, like some other guy just used her like a sexual toilet. Because I mean, no, I completely. There's so many girls that I did various scandalous online things with when we were younger. Like, even if we didn't meet, like maybe I saw their pics or we met, and like back when I was young, like I wasn't trying to close every deal. So maybe I just like fingered her for no reason at like a movie theater. And then
You never finger for no reason.
Well, yeah, I fingered because they were cold. I mean, what do you want me to say? These DC winters of ours. But my point is, yeah, I had almost what I would consider like a previous relationship, like a relationship with a woman where if my current girl had that, like I wouldn't have been disgusted by it until like maybe the last two. Like only in my mid 30s and early to mid 30s and beyond have I had like my current girlfriend I've actually had a normal relationship with. You know what I mean? For better or worse, mostly. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, exactly. But like really all through my 20s, just meeting girls online or like coworkers who like had boyfriends and I'm doing them on the side.
You know, we
Like-
have fans that think that you're actually pretty strong because after blowing, they will agree to just about anything.
Oh,
Some of our fans are saying, yeah, they were like, if somebody lets me blow, I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
Really,
to whatever?
whatever
Immediately
you're about
afterwards.
to ask me.
I mean, I
I don't know.
didn't.
Immediately after.
Afterwards, it could be, but
Immediately before,
Yeah.
I'm all in. I'll tell you, I took
Yeah.
Lindbergh's, baby.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, if your parents just handed you 10 and then they say don't spend that on candy, and you're like, I won't, like you'll sit, you already got what you wanted. But yeah, I'm weirdly
I
coherent
could see both ways.
in the heat of the moment. I don't like. I've never been like that guy where like I've got a rager and like I still can't litigate. You know what I'm saying? Like at home, if I pop one, yeah, I'm an animal because I'm at home and I'm just gonna tug it to a computer. Like there's no downside. But like with a girl, I'm just always cognizant of like, are there sores on that thing? Will she abort if I get her pregnant, etc. Like there was one like gorgeous ginger.
Are you ever hard?
Not enough. I definitely have some issues.
You got
in
a
that
lot
department.
going on up there. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. I think about like two
No,
things.
no,
and
I-
like,
Did I leave the heat on?
Oh yeah, no. I've definitely had some times where it's
I'm
like,
like, man, this would
girls-
be cool if we were like on a spaceship. Or
yeah,
something."
like even with some very
Like,
attractive
that's like
women,
something I'll think about.
it has not kicked in, and it's because my brain is just always racing with this crap. But there was like one,
You know what my brain does? Don't bust yet, don't bust yet, don't bust yet,
Yeah.
don't bust yet.
dead grandma, dead grandma, dead grandma.
She likes. You think she likes Hawaiian pizza?
You're not
That'd
you're
be
not
cool.
14 anymore where you can pull it together.
You're
No,
busting-
I wasn't
You're
coming
You need to
close
busting.
stop
sex.
sleeping
I
with
was
other
like, you're
14-year-olds.
busting at
No,
14.
not a chance.
Damn.
I take that all back.
Damn. You just made me pull out my Aziz.
No, I mean I remember one really, and like I'm sane and I go on the internet, so I like gingers. And like there was one really, really good looking ginger, and I was like back to like I had been sane for a bit, but I was back to my MO of like, oh, she's got a fiance she's fighting with, so let's screw her. And
So silly.
like I watched her put down like maybe like most of a 12 pack in front of me, like when I wasn't even drinking to play along. So I'm like, okay, this is happening. And then about 2 a.m.
You're about to get taken advantage of.
Yeah. This was just sexual guerrilla warfare. Like, I mean, we came back, we saw like a Nats game or something, and we came back maybe like I S you not, we were just drinking in a hotel room. We left, got there at the 6th inning, and we're gone by the 8th. Like, we didn't even go. And so I am laying down.
This is so unhealthy.
I'm trying. Oh yeah, she was not in a good place. Her dad was dying too. So like he called, and she was just
stepdad too.
No, legit blood dad,
Real dad was
stepmom.
there. Okay, so
And he called, and she took the call in front of me and then put it down, and she was just crying and drinking more. And I'm like, you're making it very hard to have vaguely consensual sex with you later.
Pete, have you had any females cry during, before, during, after sex?
It's gonna get real. Maybe once,
Okay.
maybe twice.
I don't think I have.
My number's a little high.
I like the way he
but
felt.
not.
The need to
Yeah.
that in. Go ahead, Fabio.
Well, oh yeah, exactly. But not for the reasons. I don't know. They're just like, yeah. It's probably exactly like John said. I think one time but it wasn't like a sob or anything. It was just like a sadness that was just like, you're not going to leave me now, right?
Okay.
And I'd be like, I can't. You're sitting in my lap, and I'm in my driver's seat. How could I? We'll get arrested.
Actually, the last time a girl cried with me, she was complaining. She went, "This ice cream tastes like medicine."
I'm just proud of you. Last 10 minutes, we've been coming close to and flying over the line.
Yeah.
And you managed to just lap us 15 times in a row. Good work.
Oh, we heard that. We got good feedback on the YouTube on that. So. Got a nice Jesus, John.
I love how my little girl voice is really just Kissel from the Jerky Boys. There's this Kissel.
Has it happened? Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it has. I've only had sex twice.
Have I done it? Maybe.
No, I definitely never have. I cried in front of a woman once. It was horrible. I went and like to butch myself up. I bought like a pack of American Spirits, and I think I smoked half of the pack in a parking lot at the gas station I bought them from. And I was just like, stop being a queer, Johnny.
I guess I've cried once, but I had told him no. And so I don't know why.
The cigarette of the American vegan. Totally butch.
What, the
Totally
Amspers?
butch. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I find Marlboro's disgusting.
It has no additives.
Even though I've had many of yours throughout the years. Yeah, so as we're rolling around, like she's doing a little mouth on it stuff. I mean, this is like hours and hours, like for like we're friggin' 16-year-old is horrible. And then finally she's like, she sits and she just does the spread eagle thing, and you hear the ha, and she's like, we can do it, but I'm gonna get clingy, like doing almost an impression of the redhead from Wedding Crashers, that same voice.
Right, yeah.
And I was somehow in that moment, I was just like, oh yeah, we shouldn't then. And that's when the boo-hoos really started. Like that was real crying. And at that point, you're just like, oh, I need to get a beer and go home. Like I stayed with her, I think, the night, but I was just chugging the rest of the night because it was just like on and off sobbing, and my penis wasn't being touched anymore. And I was just like, I need a drink to make sleep happen.
Have you guys been in situations where a girl will tell you that she's on birth control? And okay, so maybe I'm not the great litigator during it.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells you that she's on birth control, so you say, great, you do whatever you do.
Oh yeah.
But then afterwards, you're thinking, what if she's not?
Yeah.
What if this chick is totally
She just wants my millionaire sperm.
Well.
Oh crap.
Oh, it doesn't.
John told you about my ex-wife.
I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think there are, girls who are imbalanced, and
yeah. Well, I think some just see like me and they have a visceral attraction. Like,
seal the deal right there. If people weren't convinced, man, did you just seal the deal?
Yeah.
I just want to make a request that your next Papa's Basement podcast is just 45 minutes of you doing your impression of a 5-year-old girl, a 5-year-old assault victim. I will listen, and the local detectives will listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get Howard in here. He can portray one.
Would have gotten away with it if
That's
she
great.
didn't bloody up the moon bounce the next day. That'll shake those scabs loose.
Either Peter, I better stop talking. I can get him out of this.
100%. I was actually going to say, I was going to say we could, no, we need to get away from that. Johnny,
Yeah.
you've been looking at some good stuff lately. We were talking about earlier the LA Bar and Grill. We've got our 2 nice ladies there. But
Yeah.
I know it doesn't stop there because
there's like
after our last treatment, you left us early.
I did.
So that you could get the good.
Well, yeah, I was drinking, and I'm not a big drinker, so I had like 5 beers, 4 or 5 in an hour, and that was enough to get a buzz on.
If any cops are listening.
Yeah. So then my buddy,
I just like how you preface that I'm not a drinker.
yeah,
4 or 5 beers, I felt a little bit affected.
yeah, no, I was a little slushy.
In the hour.
In the hour, excuse me, you're right.
Well, yeah. So I was leaving this circle of friends to then drink with our buddy Brian. I love Brian. He parties hard. Like that's just my euphemism for drinking in general. They're like, "What are you going to do this weekend?" I'm like, "Seeing Brian, hanging with Brian." That just means I'm getting dirty. So I have to drive from LA Bar and Grill to Hooters, a very different establishment. And like, I don't know what Hooters, like I know in the South, the Hooters is where the really, really hot girls go. The ones that don't go to LA or whatever the hell, New York.
College.
Yeah. To eat sleepy time ice cream. They go to Hooters and they work there. That's like, damn it.
Yeah, I was like waiting for at least a chuckle.
No, sorry. Took me again. The day after drinking this much, I am legally retarded. Like I have an extra chromosome until I go to bed again. So I actually, Pete can verify this. I got not 1 but 2 lockout calls. I am a locksmith, and who doesn't want a drunk showing up to bust into their house? So
I'm here.
before
I'm gonna work on this door. You got any Miller Lite?
I get to Hooters, I have to pick some Haitian guy's lock, and I managed to do it, but I'm so drunk that I don't realize I had picked it for like 2 minutes because I'm just holding in the piss to end all pisses. And so finally, like I sober up and like align the 2 locks that I'm seeing, and I'm like, oh, that is definitely open. I just needed to turn it. Yeah, exactly. So I pop in.
I'm
like,
good.
I don't even care to play it down at this point. I'm like, sir, I really need to use your restroom. And he's like, okay. So I do that. Then there's another guy locked out of his vehicle with his kid. I'm sure that kid got a talking to after I left. In the parking lot of the Hooters. So it's like the most convenient thing on earth. I'm just like, give me your money. Time to put it in these bosoms. So I finally get to Hooters, and for those that have not been to the Chantilly Hooters, I think like its legal name is the Hooters that has every hot black girl that ever worked at Hooters. And I definitely
Quite a name.
Yeah, it's really long. Like they run out of space under the L like halfway through. You have to go to the backside of the sign to read the rest. But there's my usual. Now I'm not like a huge Hooters vet. Same way I'm not a drinker. But I have usually you go to a Hooters and it's just a lot of white chicks, which is fine. They're hit or miss, you know. But it's fun getting a little variety and like not having to go to like Hotlanta Hooters.
Yes.
Where if I'm playing the stereotype game, I will be robbed in the parking lot.
Is there a Hooters in Oxon Hill?
Yeah.
That is where I used to buy my liquor when I was like 18, 19,
Yes.
if that says anything about the area.
Yeah, no, it's actually Oxon Hill's so black they don't have Hooters, they have clappers. And it's just dedicated to gigantic fat asses.
I'd be down with that, by the way.
But this Hooters is amazing. Like it's just maybe like a quarter sisters, but like top shelf, like legit one of the black chicks that works at this Hooters is why are you leaving? I wanted to show you. I did some Instagram stalking of them. Okay, I just said that out loud. And he's
shoot. Tell me about the The Quarter Sisters.
You need to turn the knob to open it. God damn it. Hold on. He doesn't listen. He's just leaving it open. Here, can you turn that? Yeah. Please turn that vertical. I'm walking them. Just turn the little nipple vertical. Now turn it. There you go. There you go. I wonder if Pete was drinking in the parking lot because I don't think figuring how to leave a knob open is that hard.
To be fair, you're a professional.
I was going to say, but I think any office worker ever knows twist it, then turn it.
So this Hooters is not it's not the United Nations of Hooters. It's just white chicks and black chicks.
Oh, no. There's also a Mexican girl that I would open your throat to sniff the farts of.
Okay, so we got some white chicks and black chicks.
It's
okay,
great.
I can't think of any other.
It really is like a UN
creeds or backgrounds.
Puzz, yeah. No, we've even got one in a burqa. No, we don't have that. Legit, like one of the sisters that works there is like the token black chick right now for Hooters. Like, you know how they put out like a Hooters calendar,
yes,
or a Hooters deck of cards,
yes,
and it's going to be like every variety of white chick and then like one sister,
yes,
like
to not get a lawsuit.
That exactly. That black chick works at our Chantilly Hooters.
Wow.
Like all of her photos are on the, it's great. Like, I mean, she has an ass that lives up to every positive stereotype it ever could. Like as the night went on with Brian, and it did. And I just drank and drank and drank. But if you guys want to stalk, I know you do.
Hold on, let me get my phone.
All you fiendish masturbators listening at home. These are the chick who's not even the hottest sister in the place, who was working as my waitress. Mine. I owned her. Okay, that came out wrong. Instagram account is Deja Dior, and I will spell that for you because it is literal gibberish. It is DEAJEE, so like DG, Deji, _Dior, DIOR.
If you put in her first nonsense name, it's the first one that pops up.
Oh, is it?
DEAJEE.
So her weird nonsense string plus coupled with the fact she's definitely the sexiest person with that account on Instagram puts it at #1. Shocker. So that chick was our waitress. She wasn't even the hot one. I don't know if anyone is looking at her and saying they wouldn't sleep with her. If you wouldn't, what is it like to be so prejudiced that you're gay? That is my question to you. And then here's the girl that is actually like Black Hooters or whatever the hell the technical term is. Miss.
Definitely what they would call.
Yeah.
Miss Black Hooters.
Yeah.
If it isn't Miss Black Universe.
Like,
I don't think they make them separate.
It's like regular Miss Hooters.
You mean like
with bad credit?
You mean Black Biggins isn't a real magazine?
And now I can make that joke because I also have bad credit.
Okay. Elysia Siona. It's spelled ALYSIA SIONA. That is the chick who is like the actual, like her latest picture is just her in the Hooters deck of cards. Like, you don't get that.
Wow.
You don't get that if you are just.
I guarantee my grandpa owns that stack.
So
Dad, I know the 4 of diamonds.
Old perv.
Now, I mean, so it's a great Hooters to go to. And as much as you can go there for the ogling, this will sound old and queer and covery. I like their food and their beer. I mean, we really
do have good food.
I was shocked by the tab that came back. We drank a lot. Like it was many, many rounds. That's where I really felt the hurting that you're hearing on the air today, where you're like, John's not being funny. Yeah.
It's my wallet.
My brain's still drying out. Like I was walking around today, wearing contacts for the first time in a long time. And I really was having an inner debate. I'm like, did I just like get my glasses tinted and I never realized it? And that's why everything's so bright? Or am I still like vaguely, but noticeably hungover, still, like 5 p.m. already?
Probably definitely hungover.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But yeah, I was at that place for the rest of the Redskins game. So that was the rest of my day. And then my girl.
So you did drink a lot.
Yeah, I was drinking.
I would have drank then too.
It was not good. And I have a rule as an adult, like as long as hard liquor, especially shots, don't enter the equation, like it's not going to be that bad.
You can always handle yourself on beer, right?
Oh, I mean, beer, I don't think anyone's ever been drunk on beer. Like you can quote me on that.
Mhm.
Like it's
That's what I
physically
to-
impossible.
I've
That's science.
I
Yeah.
have told that to the cop plenty of times.
I just, yeah, I'm
Always bought it.
I mean, like, I got very dressed down by my girlfriend because I had to end the evening because she was coming over. So I was, oh yeah,
Did you know that at the start of this?
it got sprung on me, yeah, probably before Hooters. So I was like, I'm gonna pace myself, and then I didn't. And
Oh,
then,
that sounds like such a recipe for disaster.
oh yeah, it was not good because I'm like an awesome drunk. Like, and I don't say that, and then I have like a criminal record. Like, I really am like a much more jovial than I typically am. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm drunk, I'm like what I am on air, but in real life, which is not.
Yeah, because in
typically the
real
case.
life he is very sullen,
Yeah,
Like
very
hitting.
sad, very not fun to be around.
yeah.
if I
Like,
can be
imagine like the
honest.
Twilight vampire, but fat and ugly. Like, that's what I am, and not paying Kristen Stewart.
Everything's just so hard.
So yeah, I did what they tell you doesn't work in the drug classes you get as a kid, but totally works. Getting some coffee in you. So I went to the world's slowest McDonald's. Waited, I you not, 15 minutes for a cup of Joe. Shoveled that in on the way home because my throat was properly chilled, so I could just could drink
is that
it.
Fairfax's world's slowest McDonald's?
No, this is the one next to the Hooters
Oh,
in Chantilly. Another
that's
real
fast food
slow
mecca.
poker. Yeah, fast food mecca, as
Yep.
we all call it. Yeah, fast food mecca.
There's what, 8 fast food restaurants in
For
a single
those,
parking lot?
for those that aren't lucky enough, by the grace of God, to live in Chantilly, Virginia, there's the Expo Center, and next to it, because we are disgusting Americans.
You do some firearm straw purchasing and then get yourself
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's a gun show there every other weekend. So you get your gun and then you go get curly fries from Arby's. But in one stretch, I mean, just next to each other, to each other. Like, if you were playing Sim City and you did a bad job making your city, this is how it would look. Like, you're not creative at all. You're just like restaurant, 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 restaurant.
One drive-through leads to the other.
It really does.
drive-through.
Like, you can absolutely be
Damn it.
disgusting. Like, you can do a Chick-fil-A and then put like a Wendy's Baconator on top of it and do what God didn't have the balls to do.
I think I have my dinner plans all taken care of now.
That sounds delicious.
Here, I think I can name them and in the order they're laid out. There is Wendy's. There is McDonald's. There is then Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell.
Mhm.
And then in the back is Arby's Burger King.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although, to be fair, the
That's a hell
Taco
of a
Bell
spread.
has a
Does it have a KFC?
no, it's not a KFC. It's a
Pizza.
Oh, a rat problem.
no. What's the root beer? Who's the root beer people?
A&W.
Yes.
It's not
An
A&W.
A&W Taco
Is it
Bell?
now?
I thought that was a Long John Silver's
Now I
thing.
really do know my dinner plans.
I believe it is. I could definitely be wrong.
Yeah, I think you are, because I was there like yesterday. Admittedly, very drunk.
That's
But that was my night, man. Just trying to sober up. Even my girlfriend just gave me a hard time for being loaded, even though I'm not really like a problem drinker. I need friends around. Like, as long as you have friends around, you're not a problem drinker. That's how I
Right.
do it. And
73 beers with one other buddy.
exactly,
Not
yeah.
a thing, not an issue in the
Toad's
world.
fine, yeah.
You have one margarita by yourself. You're going to rehab.
Pretty
You need
much,
help.
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm opening that second case and your friend's like, I think I'm done drinking. No, you're not.
Speaking of, we got to go save O.
Oh, why? He's trapped over at Hooters.
We
Poor
got to
guy.
go. Our favorite Hooters joint.
I'm
Oh.
going to see Deja.
Yeah.
D-A-G.
Deja or Alicia. I don't know how you pronounce
Deja's
it.
cuter.
I said we go.
Oh, you
over
like
there and
Deja
see if
more.
we
I
can
did
get
some
them on air.
research while you guys were talking.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it smelled like sea salt. Um,
Speaking of O,
yeah.
O just won Brian Bolte's fresh new
Are we gonna talk
comedy
about our
comedy open mic
career?
Yeah.
That
that just happened on Thursday. Won a smacking $100.
wait,
and
that
John was
paid
there.
money?
Yeah, dog, it did. I told
Okay,
you.
Okay.
If you watched it, and I'm
Okay.
sure people
You
that
would've
listen to
tried
this actually.
yeah, I would have brought friends. Okay, look, I'll summarize this in 8 seconds because
I
that's how you
laughed
do a
for you,
radio show.
buddy.
That's good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Our good friend Brian Bolte, who's on air sometimes with us, he found a place called Summers in Arlington, again next to, I guess, LA Bar and Grill and all that other crap. The
Next to the
preppy
courthouse, actually.
Yes.
I was bringing this up.
And he started an open mic night, and we were there for the first night. And he said, "Bring friends," and I didn't because I still don't want people to see me
Or
doing
have
this.
some.
Like, I feel like I'm a stripper who's good at it and good looking, but I still don't want my friends to see me naked.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only time anyone
Okay.
will
I gotta
describe
figure out
me.
by the way when to work mine in.
What about
You
like
said
you're like a magician and you just don't want your friends to know?
What magician would ever be self-conscious about it? It's an awesome thing to be.
You said you're the hot stripper of comedians and that you're a great drunk, and he said that he can't remember how many girls he's balled.
Yeah.
So I got to work
yeah.
one in where I'm like, oh, I'm great at shooting free throws.
I'm sorry, you mean 3-pointers.
And that makes us the Planeteers. Yeah. So wow. There was like an applause contest that, by the way, I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy. Like, I don't think they were screwing kids in the ass at Comet Ping Pong because I'm not retarded. But I do think I deserve to be in the top 3 based on applause, and I was not. And from
I thought you were.
I felt I think
You were in the top 3 based off of applause, although it went down to the top 2 when it was like, hey, these are the 2 people we're about to yell at.
Okay.
As far as based off applause of the 10 people that were standing up there, you were number 3.
I'll take that.
So he had some friendship with the Asian girl.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I got affirmative action.
That was a mercy inclusion.
But local
that's
listeners, we're trying to say is that this is going on every Thursday. Now, it's not always going to have John and I or O or Chris Lingbach was there. He gave a pretty good set. But it is going to be there. It is going to be happening every Thursday. So you guys should check it out at Summers, Arlington. I'm actually going to be hosting shameless self-plug. I'm going to be hosting the 29th. So if any local listeners want to come out there.
I knew.
So John is going to be coming out this December 8th. And also
I'm coming out.
He might. It would be pretty funny.
I guess.
And also O is going to be there,
Not for your
and
mother.
Chris Lingbach is going to be there, and our friend Jeff Sank is going to be there as well.
No kidding.
Yeah, I got him on the list.
Oh, I love Jeff.
Were
He
you
was
guys
from our
there
stand-up
for
class.
when the basically the crippled midget in a Santa hat just blew open the door and walked right through the middle of the first
Oh
guy's
yeah,
set?
that was
Walked
a lot
into the
of
venue
fun.
and into
Okay.
our hearts?
Yeah, because I was waiting
was.
outside, waiting for the guy to finish his set,
Mhm.
and he comes
Just
I
blaring
don't know,
through.
teetering. Well, he wasn't blaring anywhere. He
No,
was-
the Jamaican
Oh, we
guy
did when he got in there.
who looked like Omar
Oh,
from The Wire. You
he got
remember?
moved?
Who remembers what he said? One of you two said
he
it.
said, "What's up, player?" or "What's up, playboy?"
No, it wasn't that. He was like,
I respect you,
there-
dog.
there you go.
I respect
I respect you.
Like he was just like rolling with it, but not
I
in a
have-
funny way.
Yeah.
It was like the DJ Khaled speeches like he gives, like, you are beautiful. I believe in you. Respect yourself. Like that kind of crap. You're like, where's the
Well,
comedy?
we
here?
need that.
And
That
like,
guy needs to
please
come
just
every
finish your
Thursday.
set.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the one thing with the comedy sets too? Because your first show at the DC Improv was 5 minutes of funny. Everyone did 5 minutes.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, this one, people were doing, I guess, a full 10.
Oh no, next time I'm laying down the law.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
100%. Actually, about
was very-
3/4 into the show, I started timing it, and I was like going over to Brian. I was just like, no, this
Can't happen.
isn't happening.
Yeah.
Well,
we
especially
can't be
because it was
doing
just
10 minutes, man.
You're not selling out the garden, pal. Wrap it
yeah,
up.
we're all a bunch of
Exactly.
5-minuters. Like I don't,
Yeah.
he can.
Some are 90-seconders.
Yeah, I mean, everyone you could tell was markedly going downhill
Yes.
after 4. So, but yeah,
As it should be.
won like a medal
really
saying
only
like
funny for 5 minutes.
my friends clapped the hardest for me, but I didn't know $100 came with that medal because suddenly I'm very not like I thought he just got that Pinewood Derby medal. You're telling me it came with a Benny?
Well,
Son of a bitch!
maybe it did.
Oh, did you pocket it or something? Where are we?
No, it did.
Okay,
And I did tell you about it. I believe so. And it was also on all the flyers ever when he was putting them out, which was like all 300 flyers that happened before that.
Ooh,
So next time, there will be a Versus show on the 15th. And then, like I said, on the 29th, I'm going to be hosting. So
a versus show.
yeah, I'm not really sure how that works because it's not a roast battle, which is something I plan on having
Yeah.
at that spot. But
I don't think I'd be
Versus-
allowed there because I would get very racial and very sexuality based very quickly. Like,
You just called me the N-word. I'm really white. What?
Yeah.
My last name
That's
is
a good thing
McGovern.
in a roast battle is most things go. Just don't be too blunt with it. Just maybe make
Yeah.
a joke about it. at least use the stereotype
I
and
would,
just
yeah.
say something out loud.
I would describe someone as something that rhymes with a rink mic. And then that'd be Crowd the King.
Don't.
They couldn't afford to let me go on.
So we'll have Jonathan at the roast battle. But anybody who's in the area that listens to the show, please come out to Summers Arlington, Thursday nights, comedy shows. We're going to be having a lot more going on there.
Should we do Home Alone talk, or do we want to do a bonus episode for that later? I feel like we've got
We can do a boner later.
We could. Did you want to talk about your boy at Comet?
Comet. Oh, I mean, we've hit kind of an
We've had-
hour.
Yeah, we're at
Okay.
1.
So,
It's a good thing to tell the people.
Yeah,
Guys,
God
we're at
forbid.
1.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you guys.
Let me see how much show we got for real.
No, Totes won.
Are you keeping in when Pete forgot how to use a doorknob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a recurring bit where like I'm like, John, keep it going. I make like a hand motion, and then he's like, I've never
he
worked in a
freaks out.
radio studio before.
Oh, I wasn't distracted
I have
by you
to
leaving. I
tell
was
that you're
distracted
leaving.
by the fact somehow you were baffled regarding the intricacies of turning a knob.
No, that was as soon as I went to the door. Thank you.
Well, I feel like we should wrap it up. You
To the
know,
tape.
yeah, why mention Home Alone, which we'll do next episode because that's pretty timeless. But yeah, I wanted to watch it because again, that Jamaican comedian who looked exactly like Omar from The Wire. And if I know one thing about black people, it's they love it when white people tell them black people they
look like other black people.
yeah.
Or when you mention that you've seen The Wire, because that gives you credibility.
Exact street cred, I think
Street
they
cred.
call it.
Excuse me.
I know what
Street
goes
cred.
on here.
Yeah, sorry, those people. He did some bit on Home Alone, and he had a good bit where he was going on about how he was banging a chick or dating a girl. Sorry, he was dating a girl that had a kid, and the kid was just saying all this dumb kid crap, having never lived through the world of the early 90s. And he's like, why isn't he just using his cell phone if the landline's out? And stuff like that. And I was like, that was funny. So it made me watch Home Alone the couple days after. And we can do a dissection of that film that I do not want to rush through. But it is a massive piece of S. Like that
That should be its own show, by the way.
And that's how I feel. Yeah, I can give you a clinical diagnosis, and I watched Bad Santa 2, which gets better. Every
I
time
also
watch
feel
it.
like you should have your a different podcast for just analyzing these type of movies.
Oh yeah, we've talked about doing that a lot, and then we never do it.
A movie podcast.
What do you mean we?
So the name of that podcast is
Because
called
I drove
Everything
an hour
Else
and a
in
half
John's
here.
Life. Yeah, I know you commit to bits, and I go home and
I'll be here whenever.
yeah, either look at porn
Guys,
or
look
clench
forward
my
to
teeth
that.
and sweat trying not to look at porn.
Get on John's ass and tell him to do it.
When we're off air, can we go into why that guy's beating the girl's kid?
Beating the
Meeting.
oh, I think he's just dating the
Sometimes when two people,
Legitimately dating.
when two
Yeah,
people love
yeah.
each other,
exactly.
they have to meet their kid just
And then you
because they
feed
want
their
to
kid
keep
ice
having
cream.
sex with them. I think so. That's how I see.
All
it.
right. And that I guess that makes sense. Not to me, but probably to someone who's healthy.
Yeah.
I've
No, trust me, I wouldn't
never-
want to meet him either. I'd be
No.
like, oh God, that sounds terrible.
I've
Are
had
you sure I can't leave?
I stopped seeing a girl because she said, when you meet him, like that, like this was just assumed.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And we've been dating a year, so I don't.
And
I'm gonna go out on a limb. She wasn't the most attractive woman you've been with.
he's so anxious.
No.
Yeah.
No, but you know what?
I'll
At this
give-
point, it's not worth it.
I'll
Doesn't
give
matter.
insight into male psyche. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a woman hot enough to make you put up with anything.
No.
Really?
Not if that's my only option,
Like-
sure. But if there are other,
I'm talking legit, like a witty former playmate. You know, we're in pretend land here, and she managed to have a kid. And she's like, I make my own money. You're never really responsible for this kid. Just don't be an ass with him. Yeah, I gotcha.
So I would meet that kid. You said put up with anything. That I draw the line at.
I'm not saying put up with a dick between
I'm
your
not
legs.
into pegging. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
And on that note,
I just found out what that was, and I feel like this is the only
Really?
place I can safely bring that up.
Oh, it's not an IKEA assembly term with those dowel rods. Oh, okay. Hold on. Well, you guys talk for a second while I
two
find
people
our-
know about it. You and Usher.
Is Usher into pegging?
I could have swore I read some article like years and years ago, and now we're gonna get like sued for slander.
Mhm.
Allegedly.
I heard, allegedly. I heard it was kind of a thing him and his wife were into.
I do know his wife is like a foot taller than him.
Well, then I could
Yeah.
definitely see.
Probably had a huge dick.
All right, folks, that was Papa's Basement. I'm John Papa Giorgio. Show's website in papasbasement.com. Every episode we've ever done is hosted there at Papa's Basement Twitter, at Papa's Basement Instagram, youtube.com/Papa's Basement for videos of a lot of the recent shows, as well as Pete and I, our stand-up, and some other videos we put up through the years. Us going to Comet Pizza and screwing kids, or Comet Ping Pong, whatever the hell.
There's your Comet Ping Pong.
Yeah. What else? Find us on iTunes. Find us on Stitcher. Please subscribe. Get our numbers up. Leave reviews there. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but, while you're taking a dump and reading Reddit for the 1,000th time for the day, go to iTunes and do that instead. And YouTube.
Dirty R for Papa.
Yeah. And YouTube, subscribe there. Get our numbers up. I believe that's it. Till the next one, anything you guys want to add? At Pete Maybe for you.
At Pete Maybe for me. Also, go guys, check out the Duffel blog. I will be putting up articles there. I also have my Tumblr, which is maybe not. If you need to contact me directly and you don't want to do it on Twitter, you can email me at deadmaybejokes@gmail.com. Also, just wanted to reiterate that we're going to be doing shows every Thursday at Summers in Arlington, starting at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely check out that show, guys.
Yeah, speaking of mom dog nipples, look at me in a t-shirt, and that's
Mad Nipples. Yeah, if you can catch him on a day where he's wearing a t-shirt instead of a sweatshirt, nipples all day, baby.
Through the sweatshirt, it's amazing how I'm into that in chicks, because clearly my DNA is just dying to breed like super nipple kids. I hate it.
I could use a follow at Edgar Welch.
Is that really?
Yeah.
All right.
You have a Twitter handle then?
You didn't read the Comic Ping Pong article too closely.
Oh. Okay. All right. So we're out of here.
We're home free. School's out, baby.
Good show.
Nothing to talk about. Nothing.